Hello, happy Sunday, everybody. It's Sunday. Is it Sunday? Dang, Sunday got here quick. It almost seemed like Sunday. I swear to God, it doesn't. Does not seem like Sunday at all. I don't know. This week went by so fast. But happy Sunday, everybody. All right, for Sunday dinner, I am getting ready to do these chicken and dumplings. So if you caught the live yesterday, I told you guys if you want to cook along with me to have the ingredients and stuff so that you can do so. All right, so we're going to roll into this. Without further ado, I'm waiting for some people to stroll on in here. Make sure my live working first, because internet's been tripping lately. And Deborah Jackson, Irvin is watching. I see you watch what you look yourself. Come on in this room, y'all. Come on in this room. We're gonna roll out some dumplings, okay? Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make our broth first. So this is gonna be a two-part chicken and dumpling because we have to make our broth. I want to show you guys how to make a broth. If you don't know how to make a broth, chicken broth, I'm gonna show you how to make a good chicken broth. We don't have to call for a lot of things to it, but it still will be flavorful. Hey, Phoebe, what's going on, Phoebes? It's a bad glare. It's all the white and everything I see in there. All the letters are white. They need to put some color on these letters. Hey, Lisa Watkins, Bridget Armstead, hello. Dre, what up, though? Diane Fuller, hello. Linda Bradley, hello. Gonna wait for some more people to stroll on in here. Oh man, and you know it's so crazy why I wait for people to stroll in here to tell you that it's still people without power. And I didn't know that because we had power, the club had power, and you go through various streets and stuff. And I went way to Lakeland yesterday, and I think it was like 2 lights out. That was about it. 2 lights was out going to Lakeland. It's about 40 minutes away from here. It's about 2 lights was out. But today I went to the store, and this lady, she was in there, she was getting her groceries and whatnot, and she was just standing there like just blank. She was standing there like she didn't know what to get, and so the lady was asking like, am I in your way? She was like, no, you're not in my way. I don't even know what to get. My power's still off. So when she said that, you know, sometimes this world can be cruel, but sometimes, majority of the time, this world is beautiful. The lady, she stopped what she was doing. She stopped and she prayed with her. She prayed with her that she would not have to waste no food, that she would get her power back on and she would be okay, which was beautiful. But as I was standing there, they thought that I was in a way. I said, nah, by all means, look, when God said, peace be still, peace be still. I stood still and I let her do her prayer and stuff. I stood right there, do your prayer, sweetheart. Do what you got to do, you know what I mean? And I said, amen. And I got what I needed to get, but that was very beautiful to see, you know what I mean? People still have the heart to, you know what I mean, to do things, stuff like that. Out in public, loud, you know what I mean? She didn't care. It was just her, the lady, and God. And that's what she seen, that's what she did. But that was beautiful, though. What's going on, Claire Dane? How you doing? Pam Jones, hello. Like I said, some things you see in the world. But all right, so we'll scroll what we got, because I got to get this broth on. All right, so I cleaned my chicken already, of course. I cleaned my chicken. I cleaned it, and I broke it down. So I have some, this was a whole chicken. Like normally I like using my chicken backs and my chicken thighs. But I had a whole chicken in the freezer, so waste not, want not. I just cut it up, and I figured something to do with this breast meat. I probably, like somebody said in the comments, they make chicken salad. I'll probably make some chicken salad that ain't going in my dumplings. I don't like it. I don't like it. It don't taste good, so I'm not gonna put it in my dumplings. I'm gonna save it. But yeah. All right. So pot. We're gonna add our chicken in here. I'm gonna add it with the skin. You can take the skin off later, but like I said, the skin gives the flavor. Them chicken backs. If you can't get chicken backs, you buy a whole chicken, cut it up, and you save the parts stuff that you want to save. Somebody said in the comments on the video that I made that if they can't find chicken backs, you can find chicken backs. Just get a whole chicken, cut the back out. There it is. It's the chicken back. But this have a lot of flavor. People's like it's bony, whatever. But it's the flavor that's inside these bones that you want. I also had some boneless, skinless chicken thighs too as well. I just throw them all in the pot. I was gonna roast them. I ain't doing all that. They'll shred up. And try not to, if you can have a little fat, if you don't want the fat, trim it off. But it tastes, the broth tastes better when you trim the fat. Also, when you don't trim the fat off, leave that fat. That's the best broth. All right, so we don't want to cover this complete all the way. We want a strong broth. So I'm not gonna make a big old. I'm not gonna fill this pot up with water. I'm not gonna fill it up to here. I'm not gonna do that because we want a nice strong. But I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. But we want a strong broth. Because don't worry about the chicken cooking. The chicken is gonna cook. All right. So we're gonna put this on, and we're gonna start add our root vegetables to this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the broth and we're gonna make our dough so that it rests. So if you guys are cooking along with me, I don't know if you guys got a chance to. I will go back and I'll read your comments. If you do ask me a question in this process, I will go back when we take our little break because we gotta let our broth cook. Okay, I'll go back in our break and answer questions inside of it if you guys have any questions while we're doing this process. All right. Line this up. I forget how to use it. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, back to the pot. You're gonna turn it on. Let your pot get going. All right, so you can use your better than bouillon if you want to. Like I said, it is an enhancement. It is not my actual broth. This is an enhancement that I use for my broth. I like a strong tasting broth. You can just use, instead of using water, my grandma, she just used straight chicken broth, the Swanson. That's what she used. She used the Swanson inside the box, the old-fashioned Swanson. That's what she used. But we have options now. We have different things that we can use to make our broth taste better because, that stuff tastes like water. To me, it does. So I'm gonna make it stronger. Of course, my grandma, she used accent. She used a pinch of accent, salt, this and third stuff. She put other things to enhance her broth. But that was old way of cooking and stuff. That's what they did. So yeah. But you can use the bouillon to enhance it, or you can use the base. Either or. So I'm gonna use some of the that in the bouillon to build my base. Okay, I think I'll do 2 tablespoons. That's a lot. It's a lot of what you call it here. I'll do 2 tablespoons, and it tell you the measurements up top. To get you what you need for your base. Tell you what it would equal to the top, so you don't have to have. It's no guesswork. You could tell. Another thing is we're gonna add in some poultry seasoning. Now, you could take whenever you're doing a broth, you could take your fresh herbs, whatever you could do whatever you like, but add some poultry seasoning. It got everything that you need in it. Add the poultry seasoning in here. Okay. If you want to add the fresh herbs, you need some sage. You need thyme. You can add some bay leaf. You can add a little oregano, and you tie it up and throw it into the pot. But poultry season got all that in it. Done. Woo, bam. Thank you, ma'am. All right, I'm gonna add in some peppercorns. You can use black pepper, but when you strain this, the peppercorns come out. It's still gonna flavor well. Add a nice little bit of peppercorns in here. yummy, y'all. I'll get my celery and my onions. Hold on a second. I'm coming. I could have had it cut up already. But as I tell, I just came from the store. Add some celery in here. I'm also going to add the end piece of the celery. I'm going to wash that thoroughly and add that in there. But these pieces right here that I chopped up, so I'm going to pull out the whole piece. These pieces right here, they're going to get softened and they're going to be added to the chicken and dumplings. They're going to be so they turn tender. As my grandma added a little of the celery and the onions to the chicken and dumplings. They just disintegrate after a while because they boil so long. But she added to it. I don't know if you guys seen that in the video, but you need a little bit of celery in there. And I guess it's the reason why she didn't, that's why she didn't add peas and carrots stuff. Some people add peas and carrots. That's just what she didn't do. I'm gonna give y'all a quick story of my grandmother while I'm cooking too. Yeah, know who Nellie Mae Frederick was. Oh, I say Nellie Mae Sutton was. That's her married name. Some onions in here. These onions are small, so I'm gonna add 2 of them. Another thing is, like I said, chicken and dumplings was a struggle meal. It's one of these first struggle meals. That's what chicken and dumplings really is. It's a struggle meal. It was something during the hard times and stuff. You was able to feed your whole family for these 2 days, and it fed heartedly with something that's gonna feel to stick to their stomach. And it was cheap.
And
yes.
Is the grease all the way burnt?
He got the phone so fast, he's cut me off. I was joking with this. It's not burnt, but it's dark though. And then I'm gonna add in some kosher salt. All right. Now you can always go back and taste your broth. Let it cook. Let it ride out. Let it boil down. And we're gonna reduce this to right about 3/4 of the way. So a quarter way down. We want it to reduce down. Yes.
The grease to get through today?
Yeah.
He said he needs to go get grease.
Where you gonna get it from?
Yeah, that's open.
Is it?
Yeah,
No.
you get it.
It'll make it today.
Huh?
It'll make it. With the coach. All right, so like I said, you can always go back and taste. Excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all, but you can always go back and taste your broth. We're gonna let this ride out. We're gonna let this cook. In the meantime, we're gonna make our dough. Let's make our dough, and then we're gonna let that rest. And then, like I said, this is a 2-part because we have to let this cook. Okay, so if you guys are cooking alone, go ahead and put your pot on, chicken on, whatever. Like I said, add whatever herbs and stuff that you like to it. You can add your carrots, stuff to your broth. You can add whatever you like to your broth. Put it in there. By all means, it's your pot. I'm just showing you the method of how to roll out these dumplings. All right, let's get to this dumplings. Yes, it's a big bowl. I'm fortunate enough to have a big bowl, but you can go, you can make your dough right on the counter. Scrub it down, put a pile down there, make a well, and get to work. You can do it that way too as well. But my grandmother was raised in Swainsboro, Stillmore, Georgia. Down 16, closest is about an hour away from Savannah Inland. If you guys know about that way, but I know Stillmore, Swainsboro, Georgia. My great grandfather is Irish. My great grandmother is Indian. My great grandmother is Irish and Indian. My grandmother is Irish, Indian, and black. That's the reason she get that skin tone from. Yeah, so my great grandfather is also black. My great grandmother married, of course, a Brinson. She's a Sutton. She married a Brinson. Yeah. So, but I tell y'all, deep country, great mixture, great mixture of cultures going on. But my great grandfather, I'd say he's Irish. His sister, I believe my grandmother's name was Mary. She worked in Hollywood. She tried to come get my grandmother to go to Hollywood because how beautiful my grandmother was. But she chose not to go. She chose not to go to Hollywood with her aunt. Stayed there working the fields and stuff. My family owned farmland and stuff down there. Stayed there working the fields and everything with the family as she chose to do. And I asked her, I said, Grandma, I said, why you didn't go? I said, why you didn't go to Hollywood and stuff? I said, you were beautiful, like you was gorgeous, Grandma. Why you didn't go to Hollywood? You know what I mean? We've been nice and famous when they're rich. Well, I said, no. I said, if I would have went, I wouldn't have had y'all. And I shut up. I shut up. Okay, Grandma. I understand. Yeah, her aunt Mary, I believe her name was Mary. I think she said her name was Mary Sutton. She was she worked in studios. I think she worked in studios back then. Yep. Try to take it to Hollywood. All right. So I didn't measure, of course I didn't, but you could do about 2 cups of flour. 2 cups of flour. You start from there. Start your base from there, because we just gonna work it together. Okay, we're gonna work it. 2 cups of flour. You start off 1 cup of ice cold water. All right. Your ice, your water. We're gonna let this melt a little bit because we want the water ice cold. Ice, baby, ice cold. What's going on? I see you in here. While I let this melt, I actually have a picture of my great grandfather, my great grandmother. Her name was Stella. Let me show y'all, and y'all be like, "Wow, that's crazy." And I'm happy to have this picture. A lot of people don't have a lot of pictures of their family, but I have a picture of my family. That's my great grandfather. He's Irish. His name is Thomas Sutton. That's Stella. I don't know her last name. She's Indian. That's my great grandmother's sister, Emma. Yeah, that's my family. But I don't have the pictures of my great grandmother and her husband. Yeah. I got this off of I got this picture off my great grandmother's what you call it, off a wall down in Swainsboro. Matter of fact, a tree hit the house down there. When my mom went last week, a tree fell on it. When Helena came, a tree fell on the house. Now the house been up for a long time. I want to say at least about 100 years, more than 100 and something years. The house been up. Tree finally hit it. And then damage it completely, just hit the front part of it because they did do construction on it before, and my uncles redid the front porch and everything and stuff, and then they finally had put plumbing in the house. Because when I was younger, going down there in Swainsboro, Georgia, she still had an outhouse. I was young. Ooh, she still had an outhouse, y'all. I remember that. Oh no, I don't want to go out there at night. I don't want to go out there at night. Oh man. So I told y'all, I was raised in the city, but I am country at heart, y'all. Look, yeah, remember those days. Get picked by those chickens going to get eggs 5 o'clock in the morning. My great grandma, that's the time she got up to start breakfast. Oh man. Okay, that's right. Our ice has melted. We want this ice cold. And try not to get ice cubes in there. We're gonna start with a little bit of water. Like I said, this is really fail proof. You can't mess this up. It's foolproof. You can't mess it up. I forgot to add my salt. Add your salt in there. You can't mess this up. All right. Let me wash my hands sometimes. Touch that phone. And you just go in. Go with your hands. It works better. It's one of the easiest doughs you can make. It's so easy, simple. So another part of the backstory of these chicken and dumplings. So I watched my grandmother make these for a long time. It wasn't until my 20s, she had stopped cooking by this time. All right, I stopped for a second. So see how I start to flake? We're gonna add some more cold water. She had stopped cooking by this time, and I asked her, I went over to her house. I said, Grandma, I need to learn how to make your chicken and dumplings. She said, "Ooh, boy, child, I ain't make those things so long." She hadn't been cooking for a while. So I ain't make those things so long. I said, could you write it down for me? I asked her to write it down for me. She said, I don't write those things down. I said, she said, I'll make it for you one more time. And she got up. Mind you, my grandmother she only had one leg. So she got up and she made chicken dumplings for me one last time. That's how I make sure I got it down packed. And I was like 24 years old. 24, 25, something like that. Yeah, that was the last time I cooked with my grandmother. I wound up cooking for her all the time. Which I did not mind. All right, we're gonna add a little bit more water in here. And like I said, you see the dough, the flour start to pull away from the bowl. I got a piece of ice in there, god dang it, but it's okay. You see all your flour start pulling away from that bowl. Just like this. There it is. Come here. Found it. It start pulling away. You see, it's too sticky right now. All right, your dough is too sticky. You're gonna take a little flour, just a little bit, and you'll put a little bit in there. Like I said, when I tell y'all, it's so foolproof. It's not hard. And it's almost there. Almost there. Let me get this off my hands. I can feel better. little bit more flour. A little more flour. We're gonna work that in there. And boom. And after I think we're there. I think we're there, y'all. Because you don't want it too tough. You don't want it too tough. You want it still nice and pliable. All you're doing, and you want it to where, look, I'm touching it, and it's not sticky, just like I showed you guys in the video. It don't take long. It's not hard, okay? People try to make it as hard as it is. It is not hard. A little flour and water, I tell you, is foolproof. It's foolproof. You guys see, I did not even measure that. It might be a little bit more flour. It's still sticky right there. Just a little bit more. And like I said, you don't want to add too much to make it too, which causes that's why I keep adding a little bit at a time. That's why I told you guys, there's no measurement really for this. There's no measurement for it. You can, because you're gonna keep on adding more flour as you work the dough anyways. So there's really no measurement for it. Flour and water, that's all it is, a little salt. Okay. Pretty dough. All right, now we need to work this dough. We're gonna work this a little bit because that's what happens. You know, a lot of people say, well, when I make my chicken and dumplings, I put them in the pot and when they started to boil, they fell apart. It turned to a pot of dough because didn't get enough elasticity or it wasn't the dough wasn't pliable enough to withstand that heat. So of course, what happened was it just unraveled as it was boiling in that hot liquid. All right. So we're gonna work this dough. Let me clean off my counter real quick. Hold on a second. Move this bowl and I gotta clean the table off. Which I already cleaned it, but I gotta set this bowl on top. I'll wipe it down. I scrubbed this down with bleach earlier, but it's because I know I was about to work on it, but we're gonna do it again. Just wipe it down with my bleach water. Just clean countertop off. That's all you gotta do. You're gonna make some work some dough. Work some dough. And like I said, the reason why the dough fell apart is because it wasn't worked enough. And then you gotta let it rest. You have to let it rest. Got to. If you don't let it rest, it's gonna be tough. You want tough dumplings. That's what you're gonna wind up getting, is tough dumplings if you don't let it rest. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm working and teaching at the same time. So, like I said, I'll go back and read your comments, though. But happy Sunday, everybody. For those that just joined the live, I'm just showing how to make the chicken and dumplings. And I showed earlier how I make my chicken broth for the dumplings. You can watch the replay to see what I did live, or you just go watch the video. Of course, live is more detailed, more intimate. And you get the stories. Of course. We're gonna, just so my hands don't stick, flatten this out. Because what we're doing is, we're gonna get ready to start getting our folds. So this is what you wanna do. You wanna flatten it out, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to fold. Push back down. Fold it again, push back down, and we're gonna fold it again. Now this was cause layers inside of your dough. Even when you're making biscuits, that's how you get able to get those layers in there. The technique of folding your dough is what get those layers in there. Make your biscuits fluffy, or make your dumplings fluffy. You wanna fold your dough. as you go. You want to flatten it back out, fold it again. If you ever wonder how they make croissants, oh, it's a lot of folding and crimping. That's how all them folds, everything comes inside the croissants. You got to keep rolling butter in them and folding and crimping. It's a long process. And it looked like it don't matter, but it matters. Look like it don't, right? But it matters. One more time. All right. Pick it up. We don't work this dough enough. It's tied. It don't need to be worked no more. It's tied. So it won't stick to the bowl. Take it, put it back into your bowl, because if you don't work this dough enough, we're gonna let it rest. It need a rest, it need a break. Okay. You're gonna set it, and you're back in your bowl. Get you some paper towels or a clean rag. You're gonna damp this and you're gonna cover it. All right, cover it just like that. And you're just gonna let this guy sit. You're gonna ride out. Give me 1 second, y'all. Come in. All right, here I come, y'all. All right, so then we are done for our first segment of the chicken and dumplings. Like I said, if you guys just came on, you can always go back and look. There's also the video. You guys, it's just a 5-minute video. You can go back and watch the 5-minute video as well. But like I said, the backstories and know how I know how to cook this and why I know how to cook this. You can look at the live, look at the little backstories and everything. But thank you for sharing, Savannah, James. Thank you for the stars. Auntie, how you doing today? Happy Sunday. Glad to be back on live, of course. I've been missing in action. God, and I thank you guys for being patient and bearing with me. Of course, there's a lot of things that I was dealing with on top of being sick, traveling, and then hurricanes. Like, God dang, you just got a whole whimsical going on. Chef, what you got going on, boy? God dang. Get a little piece, a little action, a little sound. God dang. Got all the smoke going on. Yeah. But thank you guys for being patient with me and stuff. And like you guys, I will be back on just as soon as the broth gets halfway down. But I'll come back on a little bit before then because I guess I have to pick the chicken. I could pick the chicken off of it. Y'all know how to pick chicken. Y'all know how to pick chicken, don't y'all? I could pick the chicken, put the broth back on. It won't take too long. But y'all need to see me roll out the dough the way I roll it out. I'm gonna have to roll the dough out. So I'll come back. But I'm gonna pick this chicken. I'm gonna cut that process out. Okay, I'm gonna pick the chicken. Y'all know how to pick some chicken and strain the broth. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'll show you guys how I roll it out, and then we'll make it from there. Okay. So I'll be back on. Give about an hour or so. I love you guys. Thank you guys for the views. Thank you guys for the stars. Thank you guys for the shares. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time. Come on back and learn something. I got y'all.